Hey there my lovelies, and welcome to my booktube channel, The Sassy Library Fox. My name is V, and today we're going to talk about my favorite book covers. Before I jump into the topic of beautiful book covers, I have to admit that I have a little bit of toothache and that my cheek might be swollen. So if I speak a little bit weird or sound a little bit off, it's probably because of my root canal therapy. So everyone who already had one of those knows how painful it is. It's not as painful as getting your wisdom teeth pulled. I mean, I've been there, done that, got the freaking t-shirt and never want to wear it again. So I think that says a lot. I have no idea. I feel like Yongi in that video or V Live they did when they released the new B album. I have no idea how he was able to eat those fortune cookies, because when I had my wisdom teeth pulled, I couldn't eat anything. So respect for sugar, and man, that boy is tough, seriously. Okay, this said, let's jump right into my favorite book covers. And I gotta admit, I love book covers, and I don't know how you handle book covers, but I'm such a, I don't know, visual type. I love book covers, and once I see a book cover I adore, I just want to read what's inside of the book. I think that's pretty common. That's the reason why they make those amazing book covers, to animate us to buy those books. But seriously, some of those artists are so skilled, and I have such a high respect for them, because to make those book covers and to make them fit to what's inside of the book is actually quite a challenge and really something, I don't know, amazing. I have no idea how they do this, how they come up with those concepts, but they are great. So I'm going to show you 5 book series, or 5 books, I don't know, I think it's mostly series, I absolutely loved and adored. So the first book I'm going to talk is Carry On by Rowell. And I just love the idea and the vibe of a comic cover. And I don't know about you, but I love to read webcomics and to read normal comics in general, or to read mangas even. So I kind of love that. I love the colors, I love how it's drawn, it's just amazing. And since this is only book 1 in the series, there are even more other beautiful covers, all with Baz and Simon in the front. And I just love that comic concept and the vibe of it. It fits to the series perfectly. And I'm a huge fan of those drawings and covers. I have no idea who's drawing them, but kudos to the artist. It's really, really great. And speaking of great artists and beautiful book covers, the second series I'm going to talk about is the Shatter Me series from Tahereh Mafi. That book cover is really, really beautiful. And it's not just this book cover. I mean, I also have book 2 here, and it gets even better. I think my favorite cover of the entire series is Ignite Me. Ignite Me is such an amazing cover. I love the colors, I love the concept with those eyes, and it's just beautiful with all those flowers and eyes, and I don't know what else. The artist to make this is amazing. Truly, truly amazing. And I'm always stunned when I look at those covers, because they're just so beautiful to watch. And when I first read the Shatter Me series, I actually read all the books as an ebook, but then I saw the beautiful covers and I just couldn't resist to have them in my own shelf, so I bought the entire series. And I'm so glad that I did, because they're really nice to look at and they are quite the eye-catcher on my shelves. For all of those of you who aren't familiar with the series, the Shatter Me series is some sort of dystopian young adult series. about a girl named Juliet that has certain powers that I don't know how to describe them, but they are pretty dangerous because every person she touches feels immense pain, and if she touches them long enough, they might even die. So that's some sort of condition she hates, and well, I can't blame her for it. Who wouldn't? I mean, not to be able to touch the people. I guess in COVID times we all kind of experienced this sort of thing, that we can't get near the people we love, that we can't hug our relatives, or that we have to keep our social distance to people we are close to. So I gotta admit, I feel Juliet even more after those last couple of months and the last year, because I could relate to her. If I would have read the series now, I would be able to relate even more, I think. So yes, it's Shatter Me is a great series. It's about people with different abilities and powers, and about the re-establishment whose government that rules over those people and that suppresses them. So it's a pretty intriguing concept and very interesting. I loved all the first three books. I loved the entire first trilogy. I even liked book 4 and 5, but book 6 so didn't do it for me. Book 6 was, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what Tahereh thought when she wrote this. So if any of you knows, please tell me, because I still don't like this book. I think, for me personally, just my opinion, it should have stayed with the first three books, the first trilogy, and not continued. Or if it continues, I mean, book 4 and 5 were great too, but I really would have wanted to have another ending. So that's just my personal opinion though. And if you're interested to read the Shatter Me series, the first three books I can totally recommend. Let's move on to the next book on my list. It's Wicked Lovely from Melissa Marr. And this is just the first book, but all the other books have similar covers. I don't know if you already can see it on the cover, but it's a book about fairies. It's actually the first series about fairies I ever read. I read this long before I discovered Holly Black or Sarah J. Maas books. So this series, I totally fell in love with this series. The first book, Wicked Lovely, is pretty slow. It has a really slow start, and you just get to know the characters and the world building, all the different courts, the winter court, the summer court, and the high court, and you're basically introduced in the first book in the entire world and get a lot of word building. And I think from book 2 on, Ink Exchange, this series is great. I mean, it might be because I love the characters that appear in book 2. Ariel and Niall and Leslie are my 3 favorites in the entire series. But seriously, if you don't know this series yet, you should definitely check it out, because it's a great series. It might be slow, but it's so worth it. If you're into fairies and if you love cruel fairies, cunning fairies, wicked fairies, and the like, I'm pretty sure that you like this one. It's one of my all-time favorites, and it's really close to my heart, and the covers are all beautiful. The next book with an amazing cover is An Exaltation of Larks by Swen Lacour. I still don't know if I pronounced this right. Swen, if you ever see my videos, please correct me if I pronounce your name wrong. I'd really love to know if I'm speaking this correctly or not, because quite honestly, I don't want to disfigure the name. So if you ever watch one of those videos and see that I'm talking about your books, please make sure to write me a message and let me know about it. Okay, thanks in advance. And I actually had the opportunity to talk about the book covers with Suen personally, and they all have some meaning behind them, and this one is just great. I love, I don't know, I love Suen's books so much. I'm such a huge fan of them because she writes so amazing, and I don't know, she has such a great writing style, and all her books, they hit me in the feels. They make me relate to the characters, and I'm just a huge fan of Suen's books. I admit it. Yeah, and the covers are all great as well. They all have, how do you say it? They are all connected to the title, and they kind of represent what's in the books, or at least I think they do. I also love the colors, and I think Sven even told me who makes those covers, and I was so happy to find out. I forgot the artist's name, but they're great. They're really great. I hope she will continue to make amazing covers for Sven's books. So I already talked about an exaltation of larks in one of my other videos, so probably you already know about it. If you didn't see that video, it's basically about life and three people that find each other through the weirdest and funniest circumstances, and also the saddest circumstances. And it's hard to describe Sven's books, actually. She's just such a great author. She captures life like no other, and I can only repeat myself and tell you that you should read those books. I'll stop here before I praise her even more. I doubt Sven would mind it, but you know, I gotta keep this short. The last book I have on my beautiful covers list is The Nevernight Chronicles by J. Christoph. And I just love those book covers because there are so many details. I don't know, I'll just hold it in the camera so you can see all those beautiful details. There are feathers and a crow, and you have a cat and a poison, and it's just amazing. I'm going to show you the back too, because there's something on the back as well. Because everything that's in those covers, every little detail, actually is mentioned in the book. And I think that's really, really quite something, because the artist who made those covers must have put so much effort and thoughts into this. I mean, it's also intricate, and it flows into another. And all those little hints, you can already guess what the book will be about when you look at the cover. And I just love this. All the other two covers of the series are also in that vein. I love those covers. I love the idea behind them. I love Tahereh. I love every character that's in there, except of, well, a few particular villains. But I won't spoil anything here. This series is a really great series, and it's a little bit, how to say it, bloodthirsty, bloody. I don't know. I mean, it's about a girl who becomes an apprentice for murder, or yeah, an assassin apprentice, as you might put it. So of course it's bloody, but I probably should have done that. I should have counted the death tally in here. I never did that. If any of you did, please let me know how many people die in this one. I'd really love to know. It's quite, well, there's a lot of cursing and a lot of bloody scenes and moments. So it might not be for everyone, but it definitely was for me. Okay, so that was my last cover. We're already at the ending of my video. This was actually a requested video. Sabrina asked me to do one of the most beautiful covers I know, so I decided to make a video about it. And I have no idea what you'd like to see. Just leave me a comment, let me know. I probably go for a bookshelf tour soon. I've seen that this is something a lot of booktubers do, and it sounds like it would be fun and pretty interesting for you. So if I should go for a bookshelf tour, just tell me and let me know. So, well, I think there's nothing left to say. This is the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I don't know, click the like button, comment, tell me, write me a message, subscribe. I think I didn't ask for a subscription for quite a while, so that might be actually nice. And, well, I guess see you around the next time. Take care, stay healthy and safe, and bye!